Well, since I haven't seen an actual video doing this somehow, I thought I'd do a little something for my first video on here. I'm gonna rank every Acid Bath song from worst to best. Nothing crazy, just, a cool little ranking video. Before we begin, keep in mind that this band does not have a single bad song. This ranking was ridiculously hard because all of these songs are so good. The bottom 5 were the only ones that were pretty simple, and the rest were insanely difficult to rank. These are so close in quality to each other that my list will probably be flipped upside down next week. And also I did include the beautiful downgrade / bonus poem and Old Skin because I do feel like they contribute to pagan terrorism tactics, Old Skin especially. With that out of the way, let's get to the ranking.
Disappointment in the game of life.
Yeah, I'm talking about these two together because they're both hidden tracks and interludes respectively. And again, I feel like they're important enough to include, but for the most part, it's just Dax reciting some weird things about politics and demon or whatever. It's interesting, but not much more. I slightly prefer Old Skin because it takes you from Locust spawning into New Death Sensation really well, and it serves as a really good bridge between the two. But aside from that, yeah, nice little interludes, but not much more. My god, am I making some enemies with the next two songs. Keep in mind this is my opinion, and my opinions are not objective. But with that said, the Bones of Baby Dolls. Yeah, to me this song sort of comes off as another Scream of the Butterfly, but not nearly as good as that song. Which honestly isn't saying much, because this is still good. It has some pretty great lyrics and vocals from Dax, but that's really all it has to offer. The guitar is cool sometimes, I guess, and the vocal effects are cool sometimes, I guess. But all of Acid Bath's other acoustic stuff is better. I just go listen to those, or maybe even Dax's solo stuff. I don't have much to say about this one. It's still decent, though.
Weekend at Mort's. We're gonna have a weekend at Mort's.
Yeah, remember how I said next two? The Mortician's Flame is a massive step up from the Bones of Baby Dolls in the interludes. But it's still not nearly as good as the rest of their discography, although it is still like an 8 out of 10 song, which should honestly tell you how good this band is. The bass line is pretty groovy at the start, though. And actually just throughout the entire song, it's just great. And Audie Petrie's bass tone is really great. I also like the harmonics from the guitar at the start of the song, those are pretty sick. Also, Dax's vocals are great, and he has some really great high-pitched screams, but that's also to be expected with every Acid Bath song. But yeah, other than that, the song is pretty much just alright. It, once again, like Scream of the Butterfly and the Bones of Baby Dolls, has themes about abortion. It's disturbing, but it's also another thing that you can come to expect from these guys. But I must say, the line... It was incredibly hard for whatever reason. And Conclid Diddlyusion, pretty good song, but not up to par with the rest of Acid Bath's discography.
Brother, ugh.
Oh boy, a song about necrophilia. Cassie Eats Cockroaches is really good. Instrumentally. Lyrically, it makes me want to vomit. And yes, I know Acid Bath always has dark lyrics, but this is somehow worse than the average. I can't even say pretty much any of this, but honestly, I don't even know if I want to. If you're watching this and somehow haven't heard this song or the lyrics, go read them right now, and I bet you $10 you'll lose your lunch. Also, this uses a lot of sound bites from Clockwork Orange, which is a pretty neat touch, since that movie is also about doing some not-so-good things to people. At least they aren't dead, though. This is disgusting. I mean, Clockwork Orange might have something to do with necrophilia, I don't know, I've never seen it. But when it comes to Dax's vocals, this song is especially stellar, and especially near the beginning. The first few words he sings are actually great, and this is also one of their heavier songs. And for a hidden track, it works really, really well. But yeah, overall pretty great song, and maybe even a little underrated.
My main goal is to blow up.
Cheap Vodka is one of the earlier Acid Bath songs I heard. I only listened to the first few songs from Kite String when I heard about this band, and Cheap Vodka was a really, really good third or fourth impression. I usually see this song pretty low on people's lists, and that's honestly kind of surprising because I feel like this would be one of the more popular ones, but I guess I'm not any different because this isn't quite as incredible as the rest above it. It's a lot punkier and faster than most of Acid Bath's stuff, and usually that means it's better, as you'll come to see. But this one just isn't really on the same level, I guess. Also, I really like the slower part closer to the end. It's really, really great. And also, it does a really good job of making you feel like you're a crazy drunk destroying things and causing chaos and taking enjoyment in it. So, yeah, cool song with cool vibes.
I'm dying. Help me.
Okay, so funny little story for you. A few weeks ago, I was at Costco just listening to music, and I remember on that trip I got a chicken bake from the food court, and when I sat down in the car to go home and took a bite of the chicken bake, I was listening to a certain Acid Bath song. I now associate the taste of a chicken bake with New Death Sensation. This song is like the Bones of Baby Dolls, but way better in every single way possible. The way it flows in from Old Skin is really, really cool, and the most interesting thing about this song, though, is the way it feels peaceful, but just slightly unnerving. It really pulls off this vibe, especially with the guitar and how it meshes with the vocals. The progression feels just barely off-putting, and the vocals being almost chant-like really help. It's a really spooky song. The lyrics are also pretty spooky, with it supposedly being about some kind of sacrifice on a shore. The line, especially feels really creepy, but in the best way possible. And the little side note, this is a really fun song to play on guitar. I don't know what it is with this one, but it's just a ton of fun. It's a pretty great acoustic song, and not too much more. It serves its purpose, and it serves it really well.
Oh, Blood Puke. Good song title. Someone write that? Oh, that's right. We already wrote that.
I have another little story for you. So, I was on vacation in Hawaii a little while ago and was looking for some cool new music. I remember watching a video about metal subgenres in the hotel room one night because I was bored and hearing about something called sludge metal. I thought it sounded really interesting, so I looked up some sludge bands, and one of the first results was a band called Acid Bath that I thought sounded pretty cool. I looked at their discography and picked a song that sounded interesting enough. Finger Paintings of the Insane. This was my first song from this band, and what a start. At the time I loved the song, but it felt just a little long and the lyrics were just a little too disturbing for me at the time. Now that I'm more accustomed to long and disturbing songs, this one is really great. The bass line is super eerie, and the incredibly disturbing lyrics actually work in this song's favor, especially in the chorus. It really makes you feel like a crazy person when listening to it. The outro is probably the best part as well, with Dak saying some pretty interesting and not so kind things. I'm also a certified Sammy Duet glazer, and his vocals are already insane enough on most Acid Bath songs, but in this one he is absolutely feral. It's absolutely fantastic, especially during the pauses in the chorus where he absolutely rips his throat up. It sounds like it hurts. I'm honestly glad this is my first experience of this band because this song is really good, and stands for what Acid Bath is really well. Problem is that everything above it is better in my opinion, so let's get to those, shall we?
Not if I have anything to say about it, Trump, and I do. Prepare for my civil rights beam.
Oh lord, is this an interesting one. Tubabu Kumi might be the most political and maybe even most provocative Acid Bath song to date, and given what it's up against, that is an incredible feat. You're up against songs like 13 Fingers, God Machine, and Cassie Eats Cockroaches. Honestly, the only reason this song is so high because of how chaotic and just purely balls to the wall insane it is. Sammy Duet once again is on his A game with this one. His vocals still rip like hell and the guitar is still pretty neat here as well. But aside from that, there isn't too much to say about this one. Fun fact, on r/AcidBath on Reddit, you can see on the right side of the screen that there's a button captioned with Legalize Freedom, and if you press it, it brings you to the Tubabu Kumi music video, so that's pretty cool.
Women that are evil Jezebels.
Maybe I'm weird for having Jezebel this low. When I first heard this song, I didn't really like it at all. I thought the lyrics were too gross at the time, similarly to Finger Paintings of the Insane. But now that I'm a lot more used to that kind of stuff, this song goes hard as hell. The drumming especially is fantastic here. Actually, the whole intro is just great. It introduces the song really well, especially the drums, which is probably some of the best drumming Jimmy Kyle has ever done. The third verse, or bridge, I don't know, is really, really good as well. With the bass and Dax's almost thin-sounding voice in this case, going really well together for whatever reason. The lyrics are also pretty grotesque, like I mentioned earlier, with talk of extremely abusive sexual relationships. It's disgusting, like the rest of this song, but still really good.
Damn, you look high as hell. A little bit too high.
I'm definitely going to make a few people mad with this next one, but at number 16 we have Dope Fiend. This, in my opinion, is Acid Bath's most overrated song. That's not to say it's bad though, because this song still absolutely rips. One of my favorite things about it is the guitar and the harmonics they do. It's really, really cool sounding and meshes really well with the vocals, which are also great. Especially... and, of course... drumming is also pretty cool here, but again, I feel like the song gets aggressively glazed, and I honestly don't really know why. It's still a fantastic song, just slightly overrated. Don't have everything else to say.
What color is an orange? Ted, you bonehead. Its color is the same as its name, just like a lemon.
What Color is Death is a really interesting one. I don't see too many people talk about it ever, but it's a sort of faster song, or at least for the first section. Dax's vocals most notably are really interesting here. Something about that first section for whatever reason reminds me of some sort of work song, almost like something is getting sawed at by someone. They mention an ice pick, which might have something to do with it, but my thought processes are weird, I don't know. Also, I just really like the lyrics throughout this whole song, especially the lyric. Sammy Dewey is also backing up a lot of these with perfect timing. He already has good timing for when he interjects with his screams, but for whatever reason on this song it's especially satisfying. The part before the guitar solo is also really good, in general, but especially lyrically, and the guitar solo itself is just really sick as well. And yeah, good song. End of story.
Someone tell me what he's saying! What the f is he saying? Do I don't speak Taco Bell?
Diab Soleil was one of the hardest songs to rank on this whole list. I knew it was going to be somewhere around the middle, but going into this I thought it was going to be higher because this song is really freaking good. The riff is simple but surprisingly good, and I also usually don't talk about the bass in these songs, but it's pretty great. And as per usual, the vocals are the best part of the song, but the ones in this song especially stand out. The lyrics also range from really great like to things that make me question the sanity of every member of this band, like also, maybe my favorite part of this song is the bridge. It's already pretty great on its own, but the reason I like it so much is mainly because after it's over, the song almost entirely pauses to let Sammy Dewey sound like a feral animal, and I have no idea why, but it's so damn funny to me. Like, let me play it really quickly for you so you just understand what I mean. Like, seriously, every time I hear this, I have to chuckle a little because even though I know it's in the song and, like, I'm going off script and I know it's coming, but, like, it still shocks me every single time. But feral animal noise aside, well, let's move on.
Oh my god! Wow!
Now that we're halfway through the list, we're getting to the really good songs, the 9 out of 10s and above. And as a firm atheist myself, God Machine is a really great one, in my opinion. Honestly, one of the only reasons this song is so high is for the absolutely bone-chilling intro. The guitar feedback almost sounds akin to sirens, and the spoken poem, parenthesis, is like Old Skin but in the beautiful downgrade, but even weirder and crazier. And it's also just a little bit shorter and serves its purpose better, but ignoring the intro, the rest of the song is still really great as well. The guitar is super weird and intimidating sounding, utilizing dissonance really well. The drums are also absolutely on point for this one throughout the whole song. The vocals and lyrics are some of the best Dax has done. They're even more aggressive sounding than usual, and the lyrics probably have some of the best and most cryptic he's ever written. It's genuinely haunting. It's kind of like Scream of the Butterfly, but also really heavy and really crazy. It strikes the perfect balance there between being really heavy and really crazy. It's amazing. And speaking of Scream of the Butterfly, Scream of the Butterfly, the most popular acid bath song to date and an absolutely fantastic acoustic song from this band. Like I said earlier, this song is essentially a far better version of the Bones of Baby Dolls. It essentially has the same lyrical themes as that song, but a much better instrumental and is executed far better lyrically. It's still eerie while still keeping a slightly more upbeat sound, which doesn't sound like it should make any sense if you somehow haven't heard it, but it does. I remember the first time I heard this song, I was just relaxing outside, and oh my god did it hit so hard. This entire thing front to back is so fantastic, and the outro especially is just incredible, with the vocals being so haunting, and the double kick on the drums and the drums in general being fast but still suiting the slower pace of the song, and the lyrics here are probably some of the best Dax has written bar none. In the end, this song turns out to just be a horrifying and great experience at the same time, and I can't recommend it anymore if you somehow haven't heard it yet, even though, I mean, you're here so you probably have, but I digress. Let's move on.
Mamma mia, that's a lot of blood.
Guys, Bleed Me in Ocean is really good. Like, seriously, I cannot stress enough how fantastic this song is. This is a 6-minute masterpiece with several different sections that feel really connected through the simple phrase, "Let the blackness roll on." I'm not going to go into the meaning of any of the lyrics individually, but the song's ability to stay heavy and also beautiful and melodic at the same time is genuinely crazy to me. The tempo changes are really cool as well, and some of the best parts in any Acid Bath song, which I'll just play now. The transition between the amazing clean singing from Dax to a throat-ripping scream from Sammy is just amazing. But I'm sure you're asking the question, but Zach, yes that's my name, why is this only at number 11 if you're praising it so much? Well, remember how I said the song flows well? Well, that was kind of a lie. It really doesn't flow very well. I'm mostly talking about the last verse and the outro. The rest of the changes aren't that bad. But also, the other reason the songs above it are just really that good. Better than a damn near masterpiece like this, but let's move on to the top 10. Yes, I did use a Korn song to segue into Grey Flower. I used to put on Pagan Terrorism Tactics and just listen to the first 3 songs, and it was almost like a mini EP to me. And my favorite of the 3 was not this, it was Pagan Love Song, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I still absolutely love Grey Flower though. The bass is some of the best Audie has to offer in my opinion, and Dax's vocal performance is one of the best he's ever given, with the 4th and 5th verses being absolutely beautiful and haunting. The guitar is also incredible here, and although I love Sammy Dewey's Animal with Rabies vocals, this is definitely a song that doesn't suffer from a lack of them. The guitar solo is also my favorite from any Acid Bath song, right up there with What Color Is Death, but I'd say this one is slightly better. The solo also has a drone in it, which works really well with how the song feels. This whole song, although it doesn't have a drone note except in the solo, has a very drone-y quality to it, and it might be attributed to its 6-minute length. And it's just generally a slow pace, and it's just really a great song all around. But it's time to move on.
I'm about to bomb this whole motherfucking plane.
If there's one word I can use to describe Pagan Love Song, it's trippy. This song is really weird, but it's so good. I find this to be a slightly better version of Bleed Me an Ocean, just because when it switches up, it maintains itself a little better, and I generally prefer this one. This song is about a drug trip that I think either Dax or the whole band went on using the drug Jimson weed, also known as the Devil's Trumpet. That's exactly why this song is so weird and trippy. And possibly the best part of the song is how groovy it is. It's probably the most danceable Acid Bath song, right up there with the Mortician's Flame. And also, the outro has a really weird and cool guitar part that it goes into, which uses dissonance really well, and also the lyrics for the outro are essentially Dax saying that he's God, or being above God, and taking that power and going crazy with it, even though he's literally just high as a kite. And as I'm writing this script, I am resisting the urge to add a pun that has something to do with when the kite string pops after saying that. Anyways, the only minor gripe I have with the song is the chorus. I'm not a huge fan of the way Dax sings it, and I really don't even know why. It's just kind of something that I can't really explain. But this is still an absolutely incredible song, and even that one complaint is just a little nitpick that really doesn't take away anything from it at all.
I'm gonna go to Venus to get a bigger penis.
Now, this one is a song I slept on for a long time. Venus Blue is amazing, like genuinely amazing. By far the best thing about this song is the melody from the guitar. It's probably one of the best guitar parts from any Acid Bath song. The lyrics are also really interesting here. If you don't know them, then go and read them, because they're honestly kind of fascinating. This song was written by Audie, and for his, as far as I know, sludgy music taste, this is very melodic. By the standards of Acid Bath and just in general. Dax does a pretty good job here for the most part, but there are some parts where his voice is a little weaker, just strange sounding, it doesn't quite work for me, but it's not like his voice on this one is bad, because it's still fantastic. And the guitar solo is really good, also up there with Grey Flower and What Color Is Death from the best solos in this band. The whole bridge is pretty great, with Sammy Dewey doing some of his signature screeches, and paired with Dax trippy singing in this section works wonders. I also feel like this is one of the songs where you can just barely hear Audie doing some growls in the back, but his voice is buried deep in the mix, so it's really hard to hear, but you can still make it out on some songs like Dr. Seuss's Dead, for example. And actually, the Mortician's Flame is really easy to see as well. Or, I mean, not see here. I'm going off script, I need to stop. But to sum this one up, it's basically just Acid Bath softer songs and heavier songs being put together in a damn near 10 out of 10 experience. It's just fantastic. The Blue was the first Acid Bath song that I actively adored. This is just absolutely incredible stuff right here. And one of the best things about it is the riff, which is not only really fun to play, but also so sludgy and so heavy, and it genuinely sends shivers down your spine. And the vocals, as per usual, are fantastic, with both Dax and Sammy bringing their A-game. And the best thing about this song is how it manages to be 6 minutes long and feels so quick because it keeps itself interesting. We have 3 or 4 different parts, all with tempo changes and stylistic differences, but it still manages to be cohesive because of the main riff and verse, which is definitely the best part. The outro is really great, with it being that same motif, but the singing being a lot cleaner and feeling less chaotic, but still being menacing and unnerving. Just a really great song from top to bottom. Alright, intermission time. From this point on, all these songs are 10 out of 10s. These are some of the best songs that Acid Bath, in my opinion, metal have to offer in general. Let's move on to the top 6 Acid Bath songs.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Can't a man get 1 f***ing minute apiece? Just 1 minute?
Okay, but seriously, why do people rank Locust Spawning so low on their lists online? Like, seriously, this might be one of the heaviest songs they've ever done, albeit this song is pretty different from what they usually do. Diab Soleil wasn't crazy heavy or anything, so being tossed from that into this is like a kick in the nuts, but in the best way humanly possible. I feel like Smitty from What the Hell Everything describes my feelings perfectly. It sounds like a panic button. It sounds like something awful is in the midst of happening. And really, that's what this song embodies perfectly. Panic and chaos. The guitar is crazy heavy, and Dax and Sammy are absolutely screeching throughout the whole thing. And this is one of Acid Bath's most interesting songs lyrically. Since there aren't any real interpretations of what the song is fully about in and of itself online, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in. I think the song is being told from the perspective of God, and he's telling the listener that the only things inevitable are pain and meaninglessness, and he's sending all that to the world and is pretty much just standing by and watching the suffering. It's interesting to think about. I honestly don't have much more to say about this one. It's just incredible, but honestly a little bit hard to describe if you haven't heard it for yourself.
Man, I'm dead.
Yeah, I put New Corpse at number 5. Shut up, it's my list. This is probably the least liked Acid Bath song that isn't Old Skin, and that's honestly nuts to me. Like, this song is seriously incredible. I've used the word feral many times throughout this video, but the only word I can use to describe this song is feral. This song is mainly sung by Sammy Duet, and I'm pretty sure it's the only Acid Bath song to have Sammy on lead vocals and Dax on backing vocals. This is a rare Acid Bath song without a single hint of clean vocals, just pure screeching for 3 minutes straight, and it's beautifully chaotic. The last scream Dax and Sammy do together sends so many shivers down my spine, it's crazy. The lyrics are also some of the most graphic Acid Bath has done, right up there with Cassie Eats Cockroaches and Tubabu Kumi. They're basically just crazy, pagan, ritualistic violence, and it's wonderful, but it doesn't manage to be overly disturbing like Cassie Eats Cockroaches is. It really strikes the perfect balance from being really disturbing, but not too much so. The drumming is also on point for this one, using some different sounds than usual, and playing ridiculously fast and accurately. Speaking of speed, this is mostly a punk song, but with just a little bit of sludgy essence to it, kinda similar to Cheap Vodka, but executed even better, and with much more punkiness to it. This song doesn't slow down or take any breaks, and it's just pure, unadulterated insanity. I honestly feel like that's the best way to describe the song, is pure, unadulterated insanity.
This is too many fingers.
Here's one that I feel is similar to New Corpse, but for some reason is a lot more loved by fans. Yeah, 13 Fingers is freaking awesome, you know it and I know it. Like I said, this is pretty similar to New Corpse, which is super punky, except I feel like this one edges it out quality-wise by just a little. It's basically the opposite of it vocally, with Dax taking the lead and Sammy interjecting less than normal. Dax's screaming voice is incredible by itself, and it honestly might be better on Pagan Terrorism Tactics than it is on Kite String. Oh, and by the way, this is a good time to say that I generally prefer Pagan Terrorism Tactics over Kite String. Just thought I'd throw that out there. He's absolutely ripping throughout almost the entire song, except the slow parts, which, by the way, are absolutely incredible as well. It's super eerie, with it repeating a motif from the song, but in a clean, almost chant-like voice like some other Acid Bath songs. And after making you think the song is over, it thrashes you right back into the chaos and brings you into the outro, with Dax and Sammy pretty much splitting vocal lines. The best thing about this song, though, is the riff. It's really simple, but damn it if it isn't super effective. It almost feels like regular punk in a certain way, but heavier and sludgier. It works so well on every single level. It just gives you a sense of panic, but in a really good way, similarly to Locust Spawning. It's just so good. You need to hear it now if you haven't. Get off this video now and go listen to it if you haven't. You probably should have if you're here, but still. Tranquilized was my favorite acid bath song by far for a really long time. I had the idea for this video and for a new channel for quite some time, and I thought this would be at the top of my list when I first had the idea. But when I started the video and really thought about it, I figured out my top 2. But that shouldn't undermine this song because it's still absolutely unbelievably good. Like, words cannot describe how amazing this song is properly. It's literally the same riff throughout the whole thing. Like, this should be repetitive, but it just isn't. It works so well. It also has some of the best grooviness out of any song from Acid Bath. But the best thing about this song by far is the vocals. Oh my god, Dax absolutely smashed it out of the park with this one. It's one of Acid Bath's best songs vocally, and maybe one of the best vocal performances I've heard in metal, period. The second verse and chorus genuinely sent shivers down my spine so strong they damn near paralyzed me. The lyrics are also some of the best Dax has done, with them essentially being about being hungover after a night of drinking and partying, which is probably something that this band, Dax especially, had a lot of experience with back in the 90s. I honestly don't have anything else to say. It's just another song where listening to it yourself is the only way to really understand it, which honestly goes for most of Acid Bath's stuff. Literally the only issue I could possibly think of for this one is that it goes on for like 30 seconds too long, and even that's just a tiny little nitpick in what's otherwise a completely perfect song.
Bueno.
Dead Girl is one of the most beautiful and haunting songs I've ever heard in my life. I genuinely think this song is terrifying, but just so poetic and beautiful at the same time. The song is incredibly simple, literally just Dax Briggs' voice and 2 acoustic guitars, no drums and no bass. It's deceptively simple, but so unbelievably incredible. I do love New Death Sensation and Scream of the Butterfly, and I enjoy the Bones of Baby Dolls enough, but there's just something about this song that's different to me. I'm pretty sure, though, that it's the lyrics. These are the best lyrics that Dax has ever written, bar none. It's about a man who killed someone he was either creepily obsessed with or someone he was truly in love with. I like to believe the latter, you know, just a little positivity, although that might actually make it worse, you know, whatever. And the man is trying to cope with the loss of his love. I mean, it was completely his fault. Like, really though, why did he even kill her? I actually don't understand. But back to the point, there are many lyrics in this song that are downright disturbing because of what the man is thinking about of his dead lover. Maybe the best examples are the lines, "She smiles like a ghost," and "She smiles like a corpse." I noticed no one else knew what this meant, which is honestly kind of surprising. I think this line is the man thinking about how the dead girl looked before he murdered her and during and after he murdered her, and getting the 2 images mixed up in his head when he thinks about her. It's genuinely sad, but you kind of feel like the guys are coming to him, like, you killed her, it's your fault. The outro of the song might be the second best part in any Acid Bath song. We'll get to the best in the next entry. But the switch in melody and lyrical style feel really natural, and even if they are a bit abrupt, it doesn't really feel like it. The outro has the best songwriting from any Acid Bath song, and this song as a whole. The line, "burning your black flags" especially, it just hits so hard. That one references the Jolly Roger, a flag used by pirates during an attack. Burning these flags would mean essentially stopping fighting and giving up. This man is likely stopping and giving up fighting against oppression and is finally giving into his struggles. That line in particular hits close to home for me. I need to stop talking about this song before I lose my mind, but it's just a masterpiece that everyone needs to hear. And when I started this list, aside from Tranquilized, I already knew what my top 2 songs would be. It came down to Soft and Heavy. In the end, Heavy came out on top. Yeah, when I first started this list, I knew exactly what the top spot would be. Dr. Seuss is Dead is the best Acid Bath song, and it honestly isn't even that close. Locust Spawning through Dead Girl are all 10 out of 10 songs, but this song manages to be a 17 out of 10. This is probably the heaviest song and sludgiest song that they've ever done, and considering what it's up against, that says a lot. The feedback reminds me of the start of God Machine, and the cymbals kick in at the start and really make you feel like something's coming. And then the bass kicks in. And when I say kicks in, I mean it kicks in. Then you hear Dax scream, "Dr. Seuss is dead," at the top of his lungs, along with Sammy doing some kind of weird screech that, again, I can only describe as feral. That's literally just the intro. The riff on this song feels like a magnitude 27 earthquake in your ears. The drumming feels even more powerful than usual, and Dax's vocals are just so good. He goes back and forth between singing cleanly with every single line dripping with malice and sometimes just a little bit of rasp, and absolutely screaming his head off in the chorus, which we need to talk about. Remember how I said that the outro to Dead Girl is the second best part in any acid bath song? Well, the chorus to Dr. Seuss's Dead is the best. It already thrashes you in with Dax saying that a TV is up too loud, and then everything suddenly speeds up and you're left with Dax essentially screaming in agony saying that something is too loud, maybe inner thoughts, and Sammy screeching about various things about death and general negativity. The guitar and drums in the background go so unfathomably hard during the chorus too. The chorus's lyrics repeat twice, and the first time it's already pretty wild, and just when you think it couldn't get crazier, the guitar and drums double their speed, and you're left with pure deafening headbanging chaos. The chorus feels like all of New Corpse and 13 Fingers' craziness condensed into 30 seconds, and it's genuinely not just my favorite part in any acid bath song, but any song ever. Yeah, it's that good. We go through another verse and a repeat of the chorus, and then we reach the bridge/outro, which keeps a similar pace to the chorus, and eventually it just becomes the word dead, and then it ends off the song with it's a sensory overload in the best way humanly possible. I honestly don't even have anything more to say. It's just an absolute slammer of a track that deserves to be heard by every pair of ears on this entire planet. To summarize my list, we have, from worst to best, Bonus Poem / Old Skin, The Bones of Baby Dolls, The Mortician's Flame, Cassie Eats Cockroaches, Cheap Vodka, New Death Sensation, Finger Paintings of the Insane, Tubabu Kumi, Jezebel, Dope Fiend, What Color Was Death, Diab Soleil, God Machine, Bleed Me an Ocean, Graveflower, Pagan Love Song, Venus Blue, The Blue, Locust Spawning, New Corpse, 13 Fingers, Tranquilized, Dead Girl, and Dr. Seuss is Dead. That's pretty much it for this video. I plan to make more stuff like this in the future, mostly stuff that has to do with metal, but thank you for watching to the end of my first fully fledged video. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and for a first video I spent way too long writing this, and I'll see you on the other side.